You're never gonna. We should just quit now.
All right. Hola, my name is Luis Ricardo Castro Alemán. I'm originally from El Salvador, San Salvador, the capital. I was born and raised in El Salvador. I've been down there for 19 years. I currently live in Macon, Georgia. I've been here for about almost 10 years.
And I'm Sydney Slate Castro Alemán. I was born and raised in Macon, Georgia, where we currently are. It's the center of the state, therefore there is not many oceans around. I'm 23, and Luis,
I'm 29 years old.
We both work on yachts. I work interior as a stewardess, and Luis works outside the exterior as a deckhand.
We worked on all over the Caribbean. We got certified in Fort Lauderdale. We worked on private yachts mostly, some charter boats. That was last year. Then I popped the question around December. I took her to El Salvador, had her meet my mom. My mom loved her, of course. And since we've been engaged, we came back to Macon, and we've kind of been here for a little bit now, just planning this wedding. So haven't been doing much of yachting, and we're so ready for it. We miss it so much.
We've known each other for around 10 years. We met at church. I was 13 and he was 18. 19, excuse me. So he is 6 years older than me. But we did not start dating then. We started dating about a year and a half ago. And he proposed pretty quickly after we started dating.
When you know, you know.
But so now we have been together a year and a half, and our wedding date is November 20th, which is about a month from now. We are legally married because we wanted to get all the legalities and everything figured out before we took our move back to St. Thomas. I originally moved there in 2013, and I started working on day sail catamarans. And that's essentially what we would like to do now. Yachting was a great experience, but it's not something that you could raise your dogs or spend a lot of time together on. It is sun up to sundown work, and we would like to at least be home together every night and be with our animals.
That was definitely the only buts about that. It's just you live on a boat, and you know, I had my pup at the moment. Now we have a new addition, which is Croy. This is Croy. He's our little Chihuahua. He's a very good boy when you hold him up. Once I put him down, he is a beast. Anyway, so one of the problems was that we couldn't have our dog and working on a boat, so we were looking for something more land-based, but we can still be in the ocean. That was the best part about that job, is the fact that we can just go out and be in the sea and just feel one with the sea is something that I can't even describe. So moving
back to St. Thomas, we would have everything we had on the yacht, except for we would have the animals. So that's one of the biggest reasons we'd like to move. For me, back to St. Thomas. Luis has only visited via the yachts. We never lived there together. But I did live there for about a year.
What is your price range?
Our price range, we would have to say, is if we love it and we absolutely have to have it, we will do whatever we can to make that dream become a reality. We aren't we do have expensive taste, yes, but we are pretty good about saving our monies, and I don't think that we'd have that big of a problem.
I'm more laid back when it comes down to what we're looking for. My biggest thing would be just kind of a view. As long as we have a pretty view, I don't care if I'm in a box. I just want a pretty view. Wake up in the morning, have an amazing, beautiful view. Slate can be a little bit more picky about that.
I do have a lot of certain things that I require. I'm a little high maintenance when it comes to that.
A little.
Just a little. So yes, there are quite a few things I do require.
And then, of course, we have 2 dogs, so it'll be somewhere where it's pet friendly, of course, and near somewhere we can walk him. So,
yeah.
I mean, being St. Thomas an island, you know, being close to the beach will be a definitely plus. That will be something that will be a big sale on us, is if we could just roll out of bed and I gotta walk the dogs and we're in front of the ocean. That would be especially amazing. More me, I'm used to that. I've born and raised in El Salvador, is just kind of, we live 20 minutes away from the beach, so it was every weekend going to the beach with my mom. So I've always been, so here I've just kind of been deprived from the beach, and I'm getting white. Look at this. This is bad. This is bad. I should be dark right now. So I'm so ready. I'm ready to move back and be close to the ocean. And St. Thomas, definitely from all the islands we went to, I felt that connection there. I really think it was because you took me around and you already lived there, so she took me to the best places that a tourist wouldn't really go to, all the not touristy places. So that's what I like St. Thomas because of that.
Describe the house that you're looking for.
Okay, well, obviously he already stated a view. We have to have rooms for the dogs. Also...
And family.
Yeah, family. His mother still lives in El Salvador, and his father and stepmother and brother and sister still live in Georgia. So we
My brother,
assume...
the one asking questions.
We would love for them to come visit us, and as well as my parents, they're still in Georgia, born and raised, they've been here. So we would definitely have to have a spare bedroom. We have a lot of friends that would obviously love to come visit us, and I know from experience being down in St. Thomas, you don't have a lot of grass to walk the dogs, but in some places you do, and that would be a key selling point for me, somewhere that I could just kind of roll out of bed, let the dog out. I tend to be a little lazy sometimes when it comes to the dogs. Anyway, and I would really, really love a pool. Luis could care less, like you said.
As long as there's a view and I can walk the dogs, I don't even need grass. I mean, take me to the beach, I dig a hole, you know, the dogs will do the business, and that's it.
And a pool and a big shower. I like a his and her sink. I have a lot of hair care products. Yes. I would like to display them in a neat, organized way. And if I don't have a big sink in my bathroom, obviously I can't do this.
So maybe 2 bathrooms.
Maybe 2.
I can use, and maybe our family and guests can use, and one that she can only be allowed in there.
Yes. I really like mirrors on closets too. That's like a big selling point for me. I like to know what I look like before I go to the house. And I like to take selfies with the dogs in the mirror.
So definitely a view from the bedroom. That'll be awesome. Now, especially the bedroom. You know, if I'm able to open the curtains, maybe she'll get up earlier. If the sun hits her in the face, that would be probably, maybe.
No.
Let's just leave room for. It might happen. Yes, maybe it will. Maybe she'll be a little more productive.
Active?
Yes, sun.
Whatever.
What do you disagree on?
Well, I guess as we kind of stated, is I'm more, I guess, high maintenance than he is. He could live anywhere, and I mean, given that I lived in St. Thomas, that doesn't make me that high maintenance, because you do with a lot of stuff you don't have in the States. Yeah. But I still have my bare things that I do like. Also, I definitely wanted to stay in St. Thomas. He prefers smaller islands with less people. I'm more of a little bit more secluded places. I would rather live in Culebra, which is a tiny little island off of Puerto Rico. You can see it from St. Thomas, actually. I don't know how, what is it, like 90 miles maybe from St. Thomas, but you can definitely see it. That is very secluded. I like seclusion. I like being where people are. I don't really care much for people, so that's why I love dogs. I have to be around people, and if I'm not around people, I get real sad and lonely. I do love my dogs, and I do love my bed, but I also get a little separation anxiety away from people. Yeah. I have a lot of friends left over in St. Thomas, so I like that too, that we know people there and we have connections. So it's a happy medium. St. Thomas is a happy medium.
Describe one another.
Well, Luis is very outgoing, even though he just said he didn't like people. He is outgoing. I mean,
if I have to deal with people, it's fine.
He's much more of a charmer, whereas I'm just, take it how it is, kind of. I'm very black and white. Raw. Yeah, and I don't get offended very easily. I kind of say whatever I want, when I want, but within means.
We're very similar in a lot of ways. I feel like
we like doing the same things.
Bumping heads, and I don't think we really do. We always come to an agreement. If we don't, then I think we're mature enough to settle somewhere in the middle, give and take, you know. So we don't, you know, if I have to describe her, I'll start by, obviously, she is gorgeous. Let's be honest, she is just, is it drop dead gorgeous?
Yeah.
Okay, not dead, drop dead gorgeous.
He's still learning English.
Spanish is my first language. English, I'm still working on it. I still have accent. So, yeah, she is amazing. She has an awesome heart. I've never met anybody else that is as given as she is. And she's, as much as she says she's high maintenance, yeah, she can be, but then she doesn't mind getting down and dirty. I mean, she really does more with my dogs. I mean, Papillon, he'll go over there and she'll just bathe them and clean his boogers. I mean, she's awesome. She does not mind. She's high maintenance, but not enough to aggravate me. And I'm definitely not high maintenance at all. Well, I might be a little,
but
not too bad.
He is.
But she's
His closet's
amazing.
bigger than mine.
She's amazing.
So his closet is bigger than mine. That's something he didn't mention, is that he does need a closet and like a huge walk-in closet, like maybe three, maybe an extra bedroom for a closet. Right now, his bedroom is his closet, and then he lives in the living room, if that makes any sense.
All right.
So he's a little high maintenance too. But we do like, aside from the water and working on boats and sailing, we really do like hiking and paddle boarding. I did say I am lazy,
Free-diving.
which I am. But once I get out, I'm pretty good. And on my first day sail catamaran, I was a snorkel tour guide, so I love snorkeling. And that's essentially what we want to do again on our day sail cruises, is snorkeling. Different sea turtles, fish, diving, scuba diving, paddle boarding, anything. We really like being in the water. I love being in the sun. I can't be without it.
Me too. I like the sun.
Whatever.
Very much.
So definitely we just have a lot in common and a lot that St. Thomas offers us. We want to get our own boat. He wants to get his captain's license. Essentially, we would like to see ourselves in the future owning our own boat, charter boat, sailboat. I mean, whatever. We do really like boating, and we are pretty good at it. And we work well as a team, which is not common. So that's about it, right? All right, well, hasta luego. My Spanish isn't very good.
She's getting there.
Say something in Spanish. Bye-bye. Mi voy.
Adios.
Adios.
Mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto.